Hi, it's Scott, ROCKFILE, back with another podcast review for you. Let's talk about 2009's Drag Me to Hell in its 4K edition. Released back in May of 2009, I remember it was right after my birthday. It was kind of a big deal for me because this is a return to form for Sam Raimi. $30 million horror film, Drag Me to Hell, went on to gross over $90 million, 3 times its budget. That's a hit. Not kind of surprised they've never really tried to do a sequel or anything. Alison Lohman stars in it. Justin Long is in it. David Palmer is in it. Sam Raimi wrote it, directed it. This was kind of his baby. It feels like a Sam Raimi movie. It feels like a little bit of Evil Dead light, a little more serious. I hadn't seen it in years. Came out on 4K from the Shout Factory a couple years ago, last year, and I meant to get it, but then they released a steelbook that was, at the time, exclusive to Walmart. Walmart had it on sale and offered me a coupon. I bought it. I've had it for a while on my shelf and finally pulled it out. But I see now that it's coming out everywhere, like it's getting a wide release, this steelbook, which is a really... Shout Factory is hit or miss on their steelbooks. Some are really pretty, the artwork. Some are not. This is a beautiful steelbook of her getting dragged down to hell. If you've never seen the film, I don't want to give anything away, but it's kind of a fable about a girl who's trying to do the right thing. Maybe she did the right thing or not. She kind of pisses off a gypsy, gets cursed, and the rest of the movie is about her dealing with a curse that she at first doesn't believe in, but it kind of gets hard when you get picked up and thrown around the room not to believe in something. I think Sam Raimi knocked this one out of the park. I really had a fun time with it. I remembered a lot of the major things, forgot a lot of the smaller things, and some of the nuanced things. I seem to remember the CG looking worse, but in 4K resolution, it actually looked pretty good. There were only a couple things where it was really obvious, some blood, some flying things, but there were a lot of practical effects in the movie done very well. Sam Raimi had just come off doing Spider-Man movies and with a small budget did a whole lot with this movie. I don't know whether you're supposed to really like Alison Lohman or not. She seems to have a fairly perfect relationship. She's up for a promotion at the bank. She's about to get screwed over by somebody else at the bank, that kind of stuff. Typical stuff, but then the gypsy curse happens and, well, her life starts going downhill as she tries to avoid the inevitable, so to speak. And you find out through different characters that pop into the movie and explain the mythology of the Lamia that she's cursed with, that you really have to die or kind of pass it on to someone else. And there's a great plot twist to the film and a great ending, and it's all really well done. I'm really revisiting it after all these years. Amazing. How's it look in 4K? Spectacular, actually. It's near perfect. Other than the obvious CGI scenes, the movie... fine layer of film grain, HDR applied very well. There's some really bright things. Some of the special effects are really cool. A lot of fire and things like that really just sparkle, just really look good on a nice display. The surround sound's really good as well. We get a DTS HD Master 5.1 soundtrack that is really directional in all the scenes where it should be. It was pretty immersive sounding for a older soundtrack. I don't know how much has been redone to it. There is a plethora of extras. Really impressed with the amount of extras they put on this release. There is a feature-length documentary on here. It's nearly 2 hours long and talks to everybody involved, the making of. A lot of interviews with people. There's some audio-only stuff, a lot of behind-the-scenes footage. It really is. I mean, I set aside a movie time just to watch that. Disc 2, there's 3 discs in the thing. The second Blu-ray also has a lot of extras from the original Blu-ray and things like that. You get 2 cuts of the film, Dolby Vision and HDR10, plus that DTS HD Master soundtrack. All in all, this is a pretty great package. I would put the video score maybe a 4.5 out of 5, give or take. The audio score, maybe a 4.5 out of 5. Extras get a 5. Steelbook gets a 5. So if you're looking to add this to your collection and watch it again, I highly recommend the 4K edition or the new Steelbook. Looks like the Steelbook at Amazon is now more expensive than it was at Walmart, so that if you can still find one at Walmart, maybe you could find one at yours. It's over $10 cheaper at Walmart, so just saying. Anyway, the movie is great. It's Sam Raimi's return to form. I wish he would do more horror stuff like this because it was a lot of fun. Didn't really need a sequel. Didn't really need it. It's a dark fable that ends how it should end, and I really, really appreciated the film and enjoyed it. There's some nuanced stuff, but I don't want to talk about that because, well, a lot of people still haven't seen the movie for whatever reason. So check it out. Drag Me to Hell is available on 4K from Shout Factory, and it looks and sounds great. Scott, ROCKFILE, more podcasts on the way. More drone videos, too. Please like, share, and subscribing is very important. So thank you, and have a spectacular day.